Reading with your kids.
Hola, ni hao, konnichiwa, assalamu alaikum, shalom, jumbo, play ball. Bienvenidos. Hi, my name is Jedley, and this is the Reading with Your Kids podcast, a special Take Me Out to the Ballpark edition of the Reading with Your Kids podcast. We have a wonderful guest for you today. The Director of Fan and Youth Engagement for the World Champion Boston Red Sox, Chris Bergstrom, is here, and he's going to tell us all about the wonderful things that happen at Fenway Park and outside of Fenway Park for families. I'm really excited to talk to Chris about all the great things that are happening at Fenway. You know that the Reading with Your Kids podcast, we are based in the beautiful Reedville neighborhood of Boston, Massachusetts. I am a lifelong Bostonian, a lifelong Red Sox fan. I grew up in the shadow of Fenway Park, just 1 mile away from Fenway Park. I'm a little bit further away these days in the Reedville neighborhood of Boston, but Fenway is still a place that my wife and I go to. We were there not too long ago. It's a really fun thing, so I'm very, very excited to welcome Chris to the show. I'm also really excited to share with you this recommendation that just was posted on Alignable from my educational magic show. It was from Sister Mary Watson. She's the principal of St. Patrick's School in McGowan, Tennessee. That's about an hour outside of Nashville. Sister Mary writes, Jedley came to our school and gave the most entertaining presentation to our students. We were all engaged and enthralled from beginning to the end. His show helped every child to feel important and valued. I love that. I love the fact that I can use my magic and illusions to help children feel important and valued, and to inspire them to build safe, caring, bully-free schools. If you would like to know more about my educational magic show, I would love for you to visit my website, jedlie.com, Jedlie, jedlie.com. You can also go to the Reading with Your Kids website, readingwithyourkids.com/live, readingwithyourkids.com/live. I am delighted to talk about a change of pace for the Reading with Your Kids podcast. Coming to us right now from Boston, Massachusetts, he is the Director of Fan and Youth Engagement for the World Champion Boston Red Sox, my favorite team. Please welcome to the show, Chris Bergstrom. Chris, how are you?
I am excellent. Thank you very much. Yeah, we are the defending world champs, and it seems like we're kind of getting back on track here, too, on the field, so that's always a good thing for us.
Yes, absolutely. You know, my wife isn't much of a sports fan, but she is a Red Sox fan, and one of her best friends has season tickets, so she goes to the games often. We were out to dinner at a restaurant the other day, and she gets so excited watching the game up on the screen at the restaurant, and she doesn't quite understand the whole instant replay idea yet, because she kept on jumping up and down like as they were playing the replay over and over again. But the Sox won that game. I think it was 9-2, and we were there for all the runs at the end of the game and the grand slam. So that was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean the offense seems to be getting back on track, and you know we knew that we would eventually turn this around. So hopefully it's for the long haul here, so we can play some more October baseball this year.
You know, it's interesting to use that term "turn around" because one of the things that have happened to the Red Sox is the organization has been completely turned around. When I was growing up I was part of that Impossible Dream. I was a kid when that Impossible Dream team happened. But the fate of the team, they're no longer the perennial losers. They're winners, and they're winning lots and all the time. And the ballpark has really changed. There was no director of fan and youth engagement when I was a kid going to the games. It was you showed up, you paid your money, you sat in the seats, and that was it. Fenway is a fun, clean, really family-friendly place these days. It's really amazing the efforts that the Sox and the team have made to make families feel welcome in the ballpark.
Yeah, no, our ownership group, spearheaded, by John Henry and Tom Warner, have taken great pride in making Fenway family friendly, a place that you want to bring your kids, and adding things to the ballpark like our Green Monster seats and our Sam deck, and all these additions to the ballpark too on the inside, the seeing bowl, or you would never even know they weren't here 50, 60, 70 years ago, because I blended them in so well. But then they've also spent a lot of time investing in our concourse area where, for example, we have our kids concourse now, our Gate K for kids, out near the bleacher section where, maybe in the 80s or so, you wouldn't even want to bring your kids out to the bleachers, right? But now we have the whole bleacher area is a family-friendly area. We got, virtual reality out there for the kids. We got our virtual reality home run challenge where you can actually put on a headset and take a bat, and you can take swings from home plate at Fenway Park to hit home runs. And we have Wally's Clubhouse out there where it's an air-conditioned area where, you can bring the kids during the game to cool down on a hot day. Well, we really haven't had any hot days yet, let me tell you. It's I struggle with the rain here at Fenway and feeling like it's February baseball and not April, May baseball, but that seems to be turning the corner too. But you can bring your kids in. There's games. You can meet Wally, and we had the TV tuned into the game there so the parents still feel like they're at the ball game. But, it's important to have Fenway Park be a destination also where not only can you see baseball, but where kids can come and have a good time. And I'm not going to say they're not going to have a good time watching the baseball game because they will. But, we understand that sometimes baseball's a slower game, and whatever way we can get the kids in the door to enjoy and experience Red Sox baseball, we're going to do. And those are some of the ways that we're doing it.
I'm curious, and I'm really happy that this idea of making it a fun experience is so important, because the Red Sox have never had trouble selling tickets. You've always been, maybe sometimes in the 60s there were a lot of people in the stands, but after the team started winning, it was always folks would always want to come to the games. What is it? What's the philosophy behind you going? You guys really are going the extra 10, 20 yards to make it a great family experience.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is you want to develop that next generation of Red Sox fans, right? We're one of the teams that actually have the advantage of being the Red Sox. So, when you grow up in this area, when you're born, your family, your friends, your parents tell you you're supposed to be a Red Sox fan, so that's what you do. So we have that advantage. But it's just cultivating that next generation of Red Sox fans to which will stabilize the franchise for years and years and years to come. And a way we do that is through our Kid Nation program, for example, where any kids up to the age of 14 can sign up for the Kid Nation program. There's a free tier and a paid tier, but both tiers receive a free ticket to a Red Sox game.
Wow!
So no matter you sign up, you got a code you can use, and your kids can come to the Red Sox for free. So if you have 4 kids, you buy 1 adult ticket, you get 4 free kids tickets for them to come. So you can bring your family to the game by just paying for your adult ticket, and my kids tickets are free. So that's just another way of us, providing accessibility to Fenway Park for families to come enjoy a baseball game.
And that's a real benefit for families because baseball, no live event is really inexpensive these days.
No, that's the thing. We know that the tickets aren't necessarily affordable to everybody, so we provide that option. With the idea being too is to have success on the field, there's a price that we pay for players and keeping up Fenway and stuff like that. So we want to make sure that we're always providing a way for families to be able to come to Fenway and do it affordably.
Mm-hmm. And, one of the things that I loved about Fenway when I was a kid was the fact that I could go by myself or with my friends as a kid. And you have this great program called Student Nines that offers high school and college kids a really affordable ticket to go into the game.
No, that's right. That's just another one of the great things we're doing here. So any high school, college kid, you could be in grad school in college as long as you have a college email. You can go to redsox.com /students. and sign up for Student Nines there. It's a program that we have, so you get a code for a $9 ticket to a game, but then we'll also offer you other times during the season that you can come to Fenway for $9. We also have $9 tickets that are available on every game day if you come here and show your student ID. If the tickets are available still for that game, you can get a $9 student ticket for that game.
That's amazing. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is a special event that's happening outside of Fenway Park at Boston Common. It's called Out of the Park, I think.
Yeah, so it's going to be our fifth Out of the Park. Unfortunately, 2 of the years were rained out, but I think we've gotten all our rain out of here for the rest of the year. It seems like. So on Saturday, June 15th at 2:30, it's going to be our Out of the Park event where we team up with the Highland Street Foundation, the City of Boston, and LL Bean. What we do is we have a Red Sox showing on the Boston Common. So we put this giant movie screen out there where we're going to show the Red Sox game at 4 o'clock. The game's at 4 against the Baltimore Orioles. There's free food. There's no admission to the event. We have games. Wally and Tessie will be there, our Red Sox showcase. And an added part to this year is that at 3 o'clock, Nesson's going to do their pregame show live from the Boston Common. So you'll have a chance to see that show live there too. So it's another great event that we do. We usually have about 3,000 fans that show up to the Boston Common for this event. And like I said, everything's free. There's no charge to get in. You can experience Fenway Park on the Boston Common.
That is really, really cool. And, here at the Reading with Your Kids podcast, we're always talking about the value. We know that reading with your kids, it helps them with the vocabulary and it helps them develop a love of reading and all that kind of academic stuff. But it's the time that we spend reading with our kids that's really important. It builds that bond between parent and child, or caregiver and child. And another great way to develop that bond is by getting out to the Boston Common and experiencing the Red Sox for free out of the park.
Yeah, it's just another great family event. The families come, they put down their picnic blankets, they come and get their food, they sit down, we got the game going on, we have a DJ, we have our mascots, balloon artists, characterists. It's just another great family event that you can attend. And like I said, it's got the right price on it. It's free. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And Boston Common is a great place. It's right in the heart of downtown Boston. The public gardens are across the street. You can take a ride in the swan boats and visit the State House. And it's just a fun, safe place for a family.
It absolutely is. And, the great thing about Boston, it's a walking city. Mm-hmm. So, like you said, you go to those places, you go to Faneuil Hall after or before, and it's just a great feel down there, and it's one of our highlights on our calendar of the year too.
Well, before we go back inside the park, another thing that you folks are doing that I'm really impressed with is your Red Sox showcase. I was speaking to Chris beforehand. The Red Sox Nation is really huge. It's, encompasses obviously Boston and Massachusetts, Rhode Island, but all the way in Maine, parts of Canada, half of Connecticut, and you're actually taking the Red Sox out on the road.
Yeah, so we've been using it. Our Red Sox Showcase, it's powered by T-Mobile. We've been doing it for about 2 years now, and it's a great thing. We have this box truck that we basically made into this gigantic Red Sox experience. So we'll go to an event. There's a TV with speakers on it that show Red Sox highlights. We build a batting cage. We have virtual reality. We have a giant Jenga game. We have pitching stations. All this comes out of this box truck. It's amazing every time we do it. So we bring this everywhere to events, and it's important for us that if you cannot come to Fenway Park for the experience, that we bring the experience to you. And this is just another way that we're doing it. Not only do we use it all around New England, but we actually bring it down to Fort Myers for spring training and use it down there too. But like you said, Red Sox Nation, we're not just like, it's just a Boston team. Mm-hmm. This team is a New England team. Mm-hmm. So we have to make sure that we're touching every part of New England, and bringing that experience to them.
Yeah, it really is a New England team, and that's the great thing. I think the Red Sox for a long time is something that that bound New England together. You go to other parts of the country as I travel around with my educational magic shows, and I know, there are different regions where the states, they feel like there's a relationship, but New England is special, and there's a real bond here, and I think the Red Sox have been a big part of that.
Yeah, and we as an organization understand that. When our ownership took over, Mr. Henry and Mr. Warner, we made a promise to, not only, put a team on the field that is there every year to be competitive and win championships, but they also made a promise to give back to the community that gives to us. Mm-hmm. So that's something that we focus on day to day here to make sure that we're doing everything we can to show how grateful we are to our fan base and to bring these experiences to them too.
Now, one of the things that you folks are doing, and that I was really impressed with, and my wife was too. She was recently, I mentioned that she goes with her friend who has season tickets, but she also just went to an event and a game that she was invited to because she's a teacher, and you have this thing called Wally's Math Academy, which she loves, and I think it's really innovative. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so it's like our best kept secret for some reason here at Wally's Math Academy. We're trying to get the word out there because, we had spent a long time thinking about what could we do, and at one meeting, what happens if we develop an educational tool that teachers could use? Mm-hmm. And it's like, wow, it's a great idea. So we teamed up with True Media Networks, Rafe over there. We teamed up with them to develop this. Basically what it is a teacher will go to our landing page on redsox.com, which is redsox.com/Wally's Math Academy. The teacher can sign up there, and then they'll be giving access to a portal where what they can do is you go on there, you select the game that, say it's the game from the night before. You can select that game, and then it will generate a worksheet that the teachers can use in the classroom. And then you can choose. We're going to change the grade levels, I think, but first we're doing one single, double, or triple digit. Mm-hmm. You create your worksheet based on that, and it's actually word problems, mathematical word problems based on the game the night before. So it's a free tool for teachers. There's not even a sponsor on it, and that way the kids have a good time with math. And then it's also, they're starting to recognize our players. They'll learn who Mookie Betts is, mm-hmm. Who Rafael Devers is, who JD Martinez is by seeing them on the worksheet based off of what the Red Sox did the night before. Mm-hmm. It's a great tool for teachers. Like I said, it's free. So good, teachers head right over there to that website, sign up for it, and you'll be given access to it right away.
And I imagine that if somebody is homeschooling, then that parent can also take advantage of Wally's Math Academy?
Absolutely. So if you're homeschooling, go there and sign up too. You don't have to have a email address from a school to mm-hmm. sign up for it. So definitely they can go over there and sign up too. And that too, when you sign up, you'll be given our contact information, because what we want to is teachers to give us feedback, mm-hmm. because we're not in the classroom every day. We're in the baseball classroom every day, but we're not there. We want the feedback, and we want to develop a tool for the teachers and basically made by the teachers.
It makes perfect sense. I have memories of, there was one or two teachers as I was growing up, living literally a mile away from Fenway Park, and especially that 67 year where, I remember we had a male teacher, Mr. Rogers, and he would come in and he would talk to us about the game that, the night before, and we'd start doing math lessons based on, how to figure out batting averages and things like that. It's like perfect sense. It's like, why is it taking so long for somebody to think about this?
I mean, baseball, it's 100% based on math. Mm-hmm. So it was just like the perfect match that, sitting around one day and we're like, this makes all too much sense. The same thing, like, you just had somebody not think of this before. Mm-hmm. And that's something that we embraced and took on, and that's how Wally's Math Academy was born.
How did Chris Bergstrom become the director of fan and youth engagement for the Red Sox?
That's actually a really good question. I'm trying to figure it out myself. So this year I'll be with the team for 20 years. So fan and youth engagement is a new department that kind of came together. It was, all our kids initiatives throughout the organization were, community relations did a little bit. The mascot program did some. We had our fan clubs. So it's kind of segmented all throughout the organization. So what we did is we brought them all together to form this one department. Mm-hmm. And I have a great team that's part of this department that basically keeps it flowing every day. Very grateful for them. So I've been around. I led our mascot department for a really long time, and then this came along, and I was moved over to take it all over. And it's just we focus on the fan every day. We focus on kids every day. What new experiences we can bring to our fans. And most importantly, listening to what the fans have to say about the experiences that they're having. So that's kind of how I ended up here where I am now.
That's fantastic. Well, like I said at the beginning, Fenway Park really has transformed. It's magical. The transformation that's happened. And for folks who aren't in Boston, one of the neat things about Fenway is it really is one of the major tourist destinations in Boston. In Fenway, I mean, people go and just, they want to see it from the outside, and there's opportunities for them to take tours of the stadium. But if folks aren't able to come to Boston, they're living on the West Coast, or are other Major League Baseball teams doing similar things?
They are. I would like to think that we're really ahead of the curve a little bit.
Of course, we're champions
by doing some of the things that we're doing. But as Major League Baseball really tries to put a focus on kids and participating in youth baseball, so every team does have their core, pillar programs that they use. Like play ball is one of them that we participate in too, where it's just, encouraging kids to play ball any way they can. It doesn't mean you can sign up for Little League or, any softball or anything like that. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of playing catch in your backyard might make that connection to baseball for you. And that's what it could be. So we do all kind of focus on core programs, whereas we try to take it that extra step that we hope, it's considered that. So other teams do kind of fall in line too.
That's fantastic. Well, where can folks go to just kind of connect with and find out everything that's going on at Fenway for kids?
So one of the best places to do that is through our social media. So on Twitter, if you follow at Red Sox, everything that we kind of do, fan and youth and with kids programs, the information will be put out through there. So that's a great follow. So at Red Sox on there, and then also redsox.com. For our programs, you want to sign up for Kid Nation, you can click on, redsox.com Kid Nation. Student Nines, you can sign up there too. But at Red Sox is a great follow to kind of keep in the know about what we're doing here at Fenway.
Awesome. Well, we have been talking to the Director of Fan and Youth Engagement for the World Champion Boston Red Sox, Chris Bergstrom. Chris, thanks so much for being part of the show.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
You don't want to miss a single episode of the Reading with Your Kids podcast. This week we have fantastic guests coming up. 2 great Reading with Your Kids certified great read authors. Naira Salam and Peggy Race will be here. Author and illustrator Yevgenia Nyberg will be here. And educator extraordinaire Julia Guthrie, she'll be here. Don't miss an episode of the podcast. In fact, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the show. You can subscribe to the show anywhere you get your podcast. Lots and lots of it's like incredible how many folks are subscribed to us over at the iHeartRadio app. We're talking to Chris Bergstrom from the world champion Boston Red Sox. Well, iHeartRadio, they're becoming the champions of podcasts. And Spotify, you can subscribe to us on Spotify. They're really challenging to be the dominant platform in podcasting. Of course, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, wherever you find your podcast, you can subscribe to the Reading with Your Kids podcast. If you are an author and would like to be on the show, or if you provide a great service for families like the folks at the Red Sox and would like to let families know about it, we'd love to have you on the show. Being a guest on the Reading with Your Kids podcast, it is fun, it's easy, and it gives you the opportunity to tell thousands and thousands of people about your great book, about your great service. All you need to do is go to our website, readingwithyourkids.com, click on the contact button. That's what the Red Sox did. They clicked on the contact button. They let us know what they wanted to tell families all about. And we said, yeah, we'd love to have you. Come on over. We want to thank Chris Bergstrom for being here today. We want to thank my amazing producer, Fatima Khan, for everything she does with the podcast. I want to thank my beautiful wife for letting me know all about Wally's Math Academy and for going to baseball games with me at Fenway Park. And, of course, we want to thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. And, as always, thank you so much for taking the time to make the world a better place by reading with your kids. We'll be looking for you in the next edition of the Reading with Your Kids podcast.